Yeah, I need you to write down the steps for each way we're going to practice this. I'm going to check for understanding on these. We have several examples we're going to do together. There are 3 ways to prove triangles are similar. The first way is AA similarity. Don't forget, remember that this symbol, like the little sideways S, is your symbol for similarity or similar. So we got angle similarity. Basically just says if I have 2 corresponding angles that are congruent, then the triangles are similar. So the first thing you have to do is find any missing angles. Okay, find any missing angles. So in the first one we have number 1. Which angle is missing? Which angle in the triangle is missing? In number 1. C. And what other angle in the triangle is missing? E. Okay, so now all we got to do is decide. Do we want to find C? Do we want to find E? Let's do C. Okay, so how do I find the measure of angle C if I know the other 2 angles? Yeah, the triangle always equals 180. The sum of the angles equal 180. So if I know A is 75 and B is 74, then if I add those up, I get 149. Then could I find the measure of angle C? What would I need to do? Yeah, subtract 149 from 180. What would that give me? 31. So we're going to put that measure in there. 31. All right, what did y'all notice? It's the same as F. Y'all see that? All right, so whenever we're trying to prove triangles are similar, we need how many angles to prove similarity? 2. All right, well, I already see that C is the same as F, so I know angle C was congruent to angle F. And then we already had A, right? A and who else? A and D are congruent. So you have to write, or you have to list which angles are congruent to use angle similarity. All right, so after you pick, or after you show 1 angle, 2 angles, then we're going to check for angle similarity, which we have, and we're going to write a similarity statement. So we're going to name the triangle. The symbol for a triangle is delta. So delta ABC is similar to delta. If I start at A and go to B to C, what's the order for the other triangle? Yeah, DEF. And then you're going to say by angle similarity. You're going to write that statement. You're going to write the similarity statement. All right, so on example 2, how many angles do we need? 2. We need 2. Do we have at least 1? Which one? Yeah, Y and V. Do you see how Y has an arc here, and so does V? So that tells me that those 2 angles are congruent. So angle V is congruent to angle Y. Write that down. You have to list how many again? 2. We only got 1, so we need another one. Anyone know where another angle will be congruent? Where the X is. Okay, what's happening right here where X is? Vertical angle. So we're going to put 2 arcs and 2 arcs. So add your markings because you have to add it. Whatever you record, you're going to show. It's going to be like show and tell. If you tell me an angle, you're going to have to be able to show it on the figure. All right, so because there's 2 here with the letter X with it, I can't just say angle X because I don't know if you're talking about the one on the left or the one on the right. So in order to distinguish between that, I'm going to say WXV is congruent, because if I say WXV, then that means this one on the left is congruent to angle YXZ. Okay? Now we're showing 2 angles that are congruent. So what would I do next? Because we got our 2 angles. What would I say now? Yep, gotta use that symbol. Triangle, delta. I need a name. WVX is similar to triangle. If I start at W, then what am I starting on the other triangle? Yeah, ZYX by angle similarity. Okay? So add that to your notes. All right, so today I am stamping the blue paper and the white paper before you leave today. I'm going to stamp that it's in your packet because we're going to add it to a section of the notes that we're not going to do in the packet. And so when I'm checking that you don't just have the steps that you walked in and saw, that you've done each example with me, okay? All right, so this middle one says we're going to do side, side, side similarity. So how many sides are we going to have to check? All three. We're going to check all three, okay, for a triangle. All right, so it says if all sides, basically if I can show that all corresponding sides are proportional, then I can prove if it's similar or not. Step one is what? What we're going to do for the first thing. Write a proportion. Now, I abbreviate basically what I was trying to say. Write a proportion with corresponding sides. I abbreviated corresponding. All right, so looking at number 3. We need to find sides that go together. 3 and 6, yes, right? 3 over 6 is equal to, I need another side that goes together. 5 and 10, 5 over 10 is equal to 4 and 8. You need all three sides, okay? And then we're going to check all three ratios. What is 3 over 6 reduced to? 1/2. Okay, what is 5 over 10 reduced to? Yep, 1/2. And 4 over 8? 1/2. Okay, so now that they're all the same, I have proved that they are proportional. They have to be all the same ratio for me to do side, side, side. I got 3 sides that have the same. All right, so now I can say delta QPR is similar to triangle, what is it, TSU, by side, side, side similarity. Gotta check all 3 sides. All right, so for example 4, we're gonna do the same thing. Do side, side, side. What could I write? Hector, what could I write for? Give me a side, something I could write. C, D, and F, G. All right, that means 30 to 24. That is right. I could write that one. I need another one. 35 to 28. Yep, that's the second one. Yeah, 32 to 25. That's the third one. All right, now I got to check all 3. Now, y'all do know y'all could just type that into the calculator. You're going to need to type that in the calculator and let it simplify. If you don't have a calculator, go get one in the back. Let's go. All right, so the 30 over 24, 5, 4, right? And 5, 4, but what happened on the third one? It's the same thing. So were they all the same? No, so what does that tell me? Can I do side, 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 side? Nope. They have to all be the same ratio for me to do side, side, side. So what I'm going to do, the minute I find the one that doesn't match, I can stop. Because I know this is 5 4s, 5 4s, but this one did not reduce. Well, because one is even and one is odd. And then what I'm going to say is not similar, and we're done. I can't use side, side, side. I'm just proved that they're not similar. All right, the third way of proving triangles are similar, you have a SAS, side, S is for side, A, angle, side. Okay, notice you see the A is in between the S's? That's what has to happen on the figure, okay? If I look at it and I'm checking the sides, the A should be in between the 2 sides. Now, the definition says 2 corresponding sides are proportional, and the included angle, that's the one that we're talking about, is in between the sides. First step is going to write a proportion with the corresponding sides, okay? But I want to check, do I have an angle? Because that's the first thing. Y'all see we have this K has a marking. That marking goes with who? N. All right, so they both have the same angle, right? The KJ is 8. That represents the side, right? And the 20 represents the other side. Y'all with me? Does that pattern match? Does that happen in both? Okay, so once I see the pattern, all I got to do now is check my sides. Because I know that A is between the S's. So let's check our sides. Give me two sides. Let's see. 8 and 6. So 8 over 6. And then what was the other one? 10 over 20 over 15? Yeah, 20 over 15. All right. We got that? All right, so now what I can do is if I wasn't too sure just to see it automatically, 8 divided by 6. Where's my math? It didn't show it. Don't do that. It will do it for you. 4/3. And then got to check the other one. What's 20 over 15 reduced to? What do I notice here? Oh, I did 5. My bad. I didn't divide. Hit the button. It's 15, right? All right. All right, finally. Okay. So, did y'all get the same answer? We got 4/3. All right, what did I just prove? Okay, yeah, they're similar. Okay, they're proportional. So, I can write my similarity statement. I would say triangle KJL is similar to triangle NMP, and I knew I was going to run out of room, by side angle side similarity. Side angle side similarity. All right. Let's see if I can do this. Yes, I can. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you. Screen capture. I'm going to do you, and I'm going to do this. All right. And I know it's going to look kind of ugly, but it'll work. Flip your paper over to the back for me. Right to there. There we go. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to show number 6 that we have, right? Don't pay any attention to this, because I just copied that. Okay. What I need you to recognize is, before, when we were looking at the triangles, did you see like the triangles were kind of separated? Okay, on this one here, you need to recognize that we have 2 overlapping triangles. So what I want you to do on the back is the first thing, and I'm going to do mine in the color. If you have a highlighter, you can do that. But I want you to just kind of sketch the small triangle. We're going to redraw it. That's my triangle ADC. Draw that on the back. Okay, triangle ADC, and we're going to label it. We already know from the figure that AD is 15, and I said C, that should be an E. And AE is 12, okay? So there's one of the triangles. All right, what's the other triangle that we have? Give me the letters. B. Hopefully that one. Yeah, ABC, right? ABC, yes. So we got a small one and a big one. I need you to draw both on your paper on the back. And then we're going to label the parts. I know one side of the triangle ABC is 25, and another triangle side, is 21. So whenever you have triangles that are on top of each other or intersecting, we have to redraw them and separate them. Okay? All right, look at the two triangles. See if you notice anything they might have in common. That's always our first thing. Anything they share, they have in common. Yeah, you could do that too. Uh-huh. One of the sides, yeah, yes, okay, that's one thing. One of the things they have in common is this side is missing and that side is missing, right? Okay, what else do they have in common? Huh? Yeah, they both have angle A. Do y'all see that? Wasn't angle A like on top of each other in the original figure? All right, so what I'm going to do is, since they both have angle A, I know angle A is going to be the same angle for both, so they're congruent. Go ahead and mark that. Put the arc to show that they have angle A. Okay, we have an angle. 15 is a side, 12 is a side, 25 is a side, 21 is a side. Y'all see the pattern we have once we separate them. Side, angle, side. All right, so after I check the angle, we know it's congruent. I need to check the sides. What do I need to do with the sides? 15 over 25 proportion is equal to 12 over 21. There we go. Now let's put that in the calculator. And what do we get for 15 over 25? We get 3/5. But in the calculator, what we get for 12 over 21? All right. Is 3/5 equal to 4 over 7? Nope. Since that is not, so it's not similar. Okay? So on the back, we're going to show that it's not similar. So whenever it's not similar, we're not going to write a similarity statement. All right. So what I need you to do, we need to go to our packet. That's not what I need. This is our packet from Friday. Get this out for me, okay? And I need you in your packet to go to the section titled 9.3 Notes. We're not going to write on that section because we really don't need it. Well, we don't need what they gave us. All right, so here we go. This is 9.3 Notes. Here's an example of that. I'm going to give you some time to do this because I'm going to start coming by to stamp your blue graphic organizer. Now, here's how it goes. The blue sheet that you have, I don't care how you do it. You can fold it. You can cut it if you want to. I would probably fold it so that you can see, so it can flip over so you can see what you wrote on the back. But the blue paper goes on this sheet. So it goes on the left side of your packet. Blue's on the left. And then the white sheet of paper that you picked up is going to go on the right side. Blue on the left, white on the right. That doesn't mean white is always right. It's just saying we'll put it on the right side of our packet. Okay? Okay, I'm just making sure. All right, so use glue, use staples, use tape. If you need to borrow some tape, just raise your hand. But I'm going to come by and stamp that you have put these items into your packet. All right, let's look at this. We got to determine if the triangles are similar. So look at your blue sheet, okay? Refer to that to pick one of our answer choices or one of our ways. We're going to start with the first column. Anything you know that you see that we can record. Any observations, numbers, letters, something. Yeah, B and E are the same. So we're going to write that. Angle B is congruent to angle E. All right. So we got at least one angle, right? So if I have at least one angle, where should I focus on my chart? Which one? Side angle side or angle angle. One of those two. Because those have an A in it, guys. Let's make this easy. Come on. You got to focus and pay attention. All right, so do we have two angles on our triangle? No. So now we got it down to this. Side angle side, right? So what is our step for that? What are we going to need to do?
Make a proportion of corresponding side.
Right, make a proportion of corresponding sides. So let's get a proportion written. Give me some corresponding sides. 162 over 9. Does that equal? We're going to try to figure that out. 72 over 4. All right, write those corresponding side proportions. And then use your calculator to simplify it. Let's do divide, basically. We should get a number here. Yeah, 18 equals 18. So we know they're similar, right? So we need to write the similarity statement. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF by what side angle side? Side angle side similarity. Do you understand what we're filling in on the bottom? Yes, no? Okay, all right. So I'm going to give you some time to see if you can fill in the next two. I'm stamping basically your bottom table. Okay? Got to get one out of the two right to get your stamp. 50-50. I think you can do it. I'll give you about 5 minutes. Yeah. All right, so we got angle similarity. And anyone have a start for this third one? Huh? Okay. We need to start. 3 over 9. What was the other one? 8 over 24. 10 and 30. Yes. 3 over 9. 8 and 24. 10. Yes, they're all 1 over 3. So, oops. C, D, E, F, by, side. That is correct. All right, do we have any questions on this? Okay. So we should at least get the sides down. That's very easy because you just got to look at the 3 numbers, okay? Yeah, ones you need to kind of pay attention to is the angles and when they're not marked or given to you. All right, so on your packet, we covered up these notes, right, with our white paper and our blue paper. All right, so what I want you to do is I need you to flip it. Let's go to our homework. We're not going to do the whole section. I'm going to tell you which problems to circle, which ones we're going to work on. We're going to do some together. All right, we're going to do the first 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're definitely doing those. This is what we're doing with our blue paper, proving if they're similar or not. Then 6 and 7 is a recap of what we did on Friday, and hopefully what you worked on Tuesday and Wednesday. Finding the missing part using a proportion. So let's just look at 6 real quick. Explain why the triangles are similar. Find the distance represented by x. Okay. We know that's 90 and 90, right? Do I have another angle? The vertical angle. So we know they're similar by angle similarity. So just write that because we know we see 2 angles. All right, now, who knows what we could do to find x, to find the missing side? Kyra? 50 over 80 is equal to what? Yeah, 30 over x. Anyone write it differently? Because you can write it differently. All right, so what are we doing here to solve for x? Yep, cross multiply. 2400 equals 50x. Is that right? Okay. All right, and now what would you have to do to solve for x? Divide by 50. All right. I believe it's a decimal or almost a decimal. No, it's not a decimal. Yeah. Yeah, 48, right? All right, so any questions on that? Do we know what we're doing here?
Are we just doing 6 and 7 homework?
Well, 1 through 4, 6 to 7. And let's go to this page. We're not going to do nothing, but we're going to go to the bottom. 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, back to what we were saying, okay? We got right angles, right? And then they have a little arc here. So are these two triangles similar? Yes, by what? Angle, angle. Okay, so now we're going to write the proportion for the missing part. So do number 12 with me. My 40, that's the hypotenuse. Who's that corresponding with? 11x plus 4. And the 2x corresponds with 21. All right, I need you to write this proportion down first because we're going to have to distribute when we cross multiply. All right, so when I cross multiply, we're going to have 40 times 21, and then we're going to have 2x times 11x plus 4. So I need you to write that down because we're going to have to distribute, meaning we're going to have to take this 2x and multiply it to both terms, the 11x and the 4. What's 2x, or what's 2 times 11? 22, all right? What's x times x? So it's going to be 22x squared. X squared, right? X times x is x squared. Now, what would 2x times 4 be? So we're going to put plus 8x. So write that down for me. And then what's this 40 times 21? 840. All right, so I'm going to show you a shortcut on the calculator to get to your solution. But in order to do that, you see how we have an exponent of 2 right here? Whenever you see an exponent of 2, that's a quadratic. And that means that this expression has to equal to 0, not to a number. Right now it equals to what? 840. So if I want to get rid of this 840, I'm just basically going to subtract 840 to make that 0, right? So here we got 0 equals 22x squared plus 8x, and then minus the 840. Do everyone have that quadratic written? Okay. Anyone remember the trick on the calculator, how to get to the answer? All right, so do this. Go to menu, let's go to, well, no, we don't have to do it from there. For settings. All right, so go to menu, hit your menu on your calculator. You see that thing that says algebra?
3.
Hit 3. All right, it says numerical solve system. We want the polynomial tool. So 3 again. All right, find the root, real root, complex root. We're going to just find the root, okay? That's 1. All right, what's our degree that we have on our exponent? 2, okay? So everything right there is fine. Hit OK. All right, you see this right here? It says a to the second x squared. What number is in front of our x squared? So we're going to put 22 there. What number was in front of the x? So we're going to put an 8 there. What number came after the 8x? Put a negative 840. Did I put a negative 840? Yeah, I did. All right, we got that there? Everyone? Oh, All right, hit OK. Hit enter again. Do you see those numbers they gave us? There are the answers. Those are 2 solutions. We have a negative 7 over 11 and x equals 6. Okay? I'm not going to give you a quadratic, but we are going to make sure you know the shortcuts to get to the answer. Are we okay on that? All right, so back to what we were doing. Oh, I didn't do one from this section, sorry. All right, let's do number 1 real quick. Number 1 looks like which example on your blue sheet? We got redraw it. All right, let me just show you real quick. Here we go. We got a small little triangle, Q, U, and R, compared to the huge big triangle, Q, T, and S. All right, what do they have in common? Q, we got an angle. Done. So if I have the angle done, then I'm going to check my numbers. We got 3 and 2. What's QT going to be? Just gorgeous, I'm pretty sure, but what is QT going to be? Not 7. What is a QT going to be? A 10. I would think so. Wouldn't that be 10? Yes? No? How did I get 10? Yeah, I add the 3 and 7. All right, what is QS going to be? 8. All right, so let's check this. Does 3 over 10 equal 2 over 8? Would they be the same? No, right? This is going to be, I can't reduce that. Yeah, but 2 over, it's not similar. Yep, we're done. It's not similar. It's not similar. Not similar. All right, what about 2? I think y'all have these typed down. What are we going to have to do on number 2? Yeah, we're going to try side, side, side. So this 36 is going to have to go with who? 24, because that's the biggest side. So 24 is the biggest side on the other one. All right, 30 is going to have to go with 20. And then my 12 will go with 8, right? Y'all know the shortcut to check? Six over 4. 6 over 4 can be reduced, right? So 3 over 2. 3 over 2. 3 over 2. Yep, so this is side, side, side. Yeah, only the ones that I circle are the ones you need to do for homework, okay? All right, let's get calculators on the slate. Everything back in your box, please.